All right, I wanted to make this video on the top 7 benefits of being an Uber driver. Let's get to it. All right, number 1, you get to meet people. Oh, you'll meet people, all right. You'll meet drug dealers, doctors, you'll meet gamblers. You pick people up from the casino. They get in your car, they're telling you all about their gambling strategies, this and that. You meet teachers, you meet baby mamas with drama, baby mamas with no drama. I prefer the baby mamas with drama, the ones who get in my car and they're screaming on their phones. My only request is if you get into a Uber driver or a taxi driver's car and you're screaming on your phone at somebody, please put it on speakerphone, because it's not right that I have to hear only your side of the argument. If you're going to get in my car and scream, put it on speakerphone. At least I get to hear the other side. Yeah, you're going to meet everybody from people on their lunch breaks. You do a round trip to the liquor store, back to their job, and they're drinking in your back seat. ShopRite, Acme, all these people working in grocery stores. A lot of times I'll pick them up. I'll see it's a round trip. I see we're going to a liquor store. They get back to work, and I guess they have to do what they have to do. I mean, they probably have a boss half their age telling them to mop the floor. So yeah, I'd be a little drunk too. But these are the people you meet. You'll meet off-duty police officers get in your car, drug users, people in Kensington, car salesmen. Oh, I've Ubered a lot of car salesmen. They run their mouth. They're interesting people. You'll meet losers, people who are just losing in life. I mean, they're just losing in life. You wish them the best, but they're just losing in life. These are the people who are in my car crying on the phone to somebody and saying stuff like, the Cash App didn't go through. No, I need the $20. And I'm driving thinking, oh, this poor person, their whole entire day is ruined if a $20 Cash App doesn't go through. No judgment, just an observation. These are the people you meet in your car. Again, if you're going to be on the phone screaming at somebody, put it on speakerphone. So you'll meet a whole bunch of other people too. But all right, number 2, you get to visit the tristate. So places that you thought you already knew, places that you thought you already visited, it's totally different when you start being a rideshare driver and you're just bouncing around the tri-state, especially when it comes to restaurants and bars. You drop somebody off at a place, you're like, oh, I never knew this place existed. You drop somebody off here, oh, I never. You just master whatever city in your tri-state. Like Philly, New Jersey, Delaware, you just places that you thought you knew, 11,000 Uber rides, and you see each place 20 times over, 30 times over, you start to master the area. So it's a very good benefit of being an Uber driver. You get to master your city and your tri-state area, especially when it comes to things like libraries and parks, especially parks. You'd be surprised how many parks are in a 3-mile radius of where you are right now. Open Google Maps wherever you are right now. Zoom out and just look at a 4-mile radius. And you'll see a lot of parks. Normally, you'll drive by a park 20,000 times, never pull into the parking lot. When you start doing rideshare, you say, oh, I need to take a break. I need to stretch my legs. Oh, there's a park. You pull into the park, you look around and you say, man, I drove by this park 4 million times in my life. And this is my first time pulling in the parking lot. Uber is interesting. Passengers will take you places, and while you're taking them there, they'll tell you about those places. They'll say stuff like, yeah, they'll tell you stuff about places. Shortcuts too. You're just gonna laugh to yourself when you have a passenger and you're driving and you know one area of town, you know another area of town, but the app will take you to a road that connects the two areas in a way you never knew existed. You're just gonna laugh like, wow, I used to drive around the long way. I didn't know this specific road existed. So that's better. That's benefit number 2. All right. Top 7 benefits of being an Uber driver. Number 3, you become a better driver. That's true. And by better driver, I mean you become less trusting of other drivers, which makes you a better driver. If you're used to driving through a parking lot 25 miles per hour or even 20 miles per hour, and you're looking straight, as my Spanish-speaking friends would say, no bueno. It's no good. You have to drive nervous. Uber driving taught me to drive nervous. When you're driving 7 days a week, rideshare, and you slam your brakes about 4 times a day, I'm talking slam your brakes about 4 times a day because of some other driver who wasn't paying attention, you naturally become a better driver because now you become more paranoid. More alert, I think would be the word. So if you're driving through a parking lot and you're going 20 miles per hour, now I'm using my peripheral vision. That guy might back out and hit me accidentally. Oh, that mom is unloading her groceries. That kid might dart in front of my car. Pothole maneuvering. Whew, I've become very good at that. Problem is, you try to maneuver a pothole, you run into another one. That's Philly for you. Wilmington too. Wilmington's getting better. They're repaving a lot of roads, and I gotta give Philly credit. They are repaving a lot of roads. 291 got repaved. I couldn't believe it. That's not Philly though, but next to the Philly airport. So you become a better driver. When you make a left turn on the highway, usually you look left before you make that left turn. Now I look left and I glance right because somebody in the rightmost lane is skipping 2 lanes and trying to get into that same left lane I'm trying to get into. So again, you slam the brake, you jerk the steering wheel 10 times in a week. Now naturally you become a better driver. So that's a very distinct benefit of being an Uber driver. Plus you become better at forward parking, parallel parking forward. So next benefit of being an Uber driver, number 4, you can work one ride at a time. This is very important. Working one ride at a time, just imagine you have a job that's 9 to 5. Think of your work cycle. Let's say you are a cashier. Your work cycle starts when a customer gets in your line, you scan all the items, they pay for the item, work cycle complete. Let's say you're a toll booth attendant. Customer pays their money, you give them change, work cycle complete. But in both of those jobs, you have to keep working. You have an 8-hour shift. Let's say you're an accountant and you have deadlines throughout the day. Well, that's a long work cycle. You got to finish all days worth of work. You might even have a month end or a quarter end that spans over 4 or 5 days. That's a longer work cycle. Let's say you're a teacher. Imagine that work cycle. You have 5 periods. You can't leave the building. Let's say you're an engineer. Let's say you're in any of these jobs, a city bus driver. You have to do that route over and over all day long. Now let's compare that to being a rideshare driver. With Uber or Lyft, you can do a ride, log off, take a 10-minute nap. Or you can do a ride, log off, take a 5-minute walk. Or you can do a ride to the next ride, to the next ride. You can do consecutive rides. You can do whatever you want. So you can make a living in such a leisurely fashion. Now, I know some Uber drivers, they like to hustle. They work from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then they work 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I don't do that. I don't do that. What I do is I leave the house in the morning whenever I wake up, whenever I'm rested, 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. And I don't come home till 8 p.m., 9 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m. It's a long 15-hour adventurous journey of working, taking naps, working, going here, working, going there, working, taking another nap. You can do it however you want to do it. So, like I said, you can work one ride at a time. Very important. You can make a living one ride at a time. The job cycle is very simple. Pick somebody up, drop them off, cycle complete. So that's a very important benefit of being an Uber driver. That was number 4. All right, number 5. Number 5. Uber, in my opinion, is the best job to have during a career change. Let me explain. So let's say you want to make a career change. Let's say you're a public school teacher, right? And you hate your job, and any day now you're going to get a gun and blow your brains out. You might even take a few students with you. Before you use the gun, I want you to quit your job, log in with Uber, and what you're going to do is you're going to determine what new career do you want to do. What do I want to take a class at night? Do I want to maybe take a certification test or whatever you want to do? Maybe you take an evening class. Well, I just explained to you in number 4, you can work one ride at a time. So what that means is you drop somebody off, you study for 10 minutes. You drop somebody off, you study for 20 minutes. You drop somebody off, you take a nap. Drop another person off, you study for an hour. You work, study. Work, nap. All of a sudden, it's about 5 p.m. You made about $150 from Uber. You studied about an hour and a half. And then if you have an evening class to go to, maybe you want to be a doctor, or maybe you want to be a nurse, auto mechanic, or maybe you're going to college to actually get a degree, a master's degree or something. Perfect. You're making a living one ride at a time, which means you can study in between the rides. You can study at your own leisure. There's no pressure. Now imagine having a job where you have a 8-hour commitment, and especially if you have a sit-down computer job, or even worse, public school teacher. Imagine getting off work, being a public school teacher. You're exhausted. You have to grade papers now when you get home. And then now you want to take a class to do a career change, or you want to get a master's degree. You know, people do it, but I think it ages you. It stresses you. It's, man, I don't know how people do it. But yeah, I have personal experience. I've taken electrical classes, HVAC classes, while making $700 a week doing Uber, leisurely. Going to class in the morning, doing Uber in the afternoon till the evening. Now you might say, oh, when do you have time to study? When you get home in the evening? No, in between Uber rides. That's the beauty. So if you hate your job and you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, you're 85 years old and you're moving pianos, if you want to change your career at age 85, start working full time as a driver, and then take some classes on the side. It's like I said, number 5, here we go. The best job to have for a career change, by far. And now you get to study at your own leisure. You work at your own leisure, and if you're doing a career change, this is the best job to have. All right, next benefit of being an Uber driver. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. You easily, randomly get things done. Again, this ties to number 4. You can work one ride at a time. So I have a friend who has a phrase called on the way. He made this phrase up over 2 decades ago, and we still use it to this day, and I always give him credit. On the way. Oh, I need to do this. I just do it on the way. I need to do that. I just do it on the way. Everything on the way. I need to go to Burlington Coat Factory to get a pair of socks. Do it on the way in between Uber rides. Trust me, a passenger will take you near a shopping center that just happens to have a Burlington. Oh, I need to get something to eat. Oh, I'm hungry right now. There's nothing to eat. Just pick up a passenger. Maybe that passenger would take you to Jersey Mike's and you walk in and get a sandwich. I need to go to the gym. Perfect example. Planet Fitness. Passengers will take you to these shopping centers or these areas where the things that you have on your list of things to do, your to-do list, you get it done at your own leisure. Why? Because of number 4. You work one ride at a time. So number 6 says you randomly get things done. So you knock out your errands throughout the day. It's a major, major, major benefit of being an Uber driver. Priceless benefit. It's a priceless benefit because Years ago, I remember I used to read these books, these success books that says, before you go to sleep, make up your bed, get your clothes ready for the next day, clean up your room. And it's beneficial to do these things. Pack your lunch the night before, stuff like that. Now, what I do, well, I did that for a while and then I stopped doing it. But now I started doing it again, but in a different way. Now, what I'll do is, if I have a whole bunch of stuff to do, I can't leave the house. I don't feel like leaving the house. I'll wait till the next day. So I write down the things I need to get done. And then when I log in to start driving the next morning to do rideshare, I look at the list and I try to speak a little magic. I say, you know what? Today, a passenger is going to take me near that place, and that place, and then that place, and then that place. And what do you know? It always works out. Always. 10 out of 10. And before I get to my final benefit of being Uber, let me tell you about magic. I don't know if I possess magic. I don't know if we possess magic. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But I noticed when I started doing rideshare, I would tell myself, today I'm going to take somebody to Atlantic City. Today I'm going to take somebody to New York City. Today, and then the next day I'm like, you know what, today I want to go here. We'll see what happens. It doesn't usually happen right away. Maybe 2 weeks later, I'll take somebody to New York City. Or I'll try to be specific, and it may happen, it may not. But let me tell you what happened one time. One time I said to myself, today I'm going to take somebody to a random corner store in Queens, New York. Now, come on, that's as random as you can get. I didn't say I was going to take somebody to LaGuardia Airport. I said I'm going to take somebody to a random corner store in Queens. Now, did it happen that day? No. But I think there's some kind of delay when it comes to these things. There has to be some kind of delay, because here's what happened. A couple of days later, I pick up a guy. He gets in my car, and he's kind of a weird guy. He's Middle Eastern or Indian or something. He says, hey, I want to sit in the front with you. I'm like, okay. Then I thought to myself, yeah, it is a long ride. Some people want to recline the seat. So he says, yeah, I want to recline the seat. He had a slight accent. He gets in my car. He kind of sleeps. He wakes up. He sleeps. He's in and out of sleep. He's a nice passenger. He's telling me all about his textile business. And he had a suitcase. He put a suitcase in the back of my car. Now, this was a $180 ride. I remember I was south of Philly, north of Delaware. So Chester, Marcus Hook, I don't know. I picked him up from some industrial complex. I put a suitcase in my trunk. He sits in the front. I give him my little neck pillow. He's knocked out. Perfect passenger. Just be quiet. Don't say nothing. So we're driving. He's waking up, telling me about his business. He's telling me he's in a textile industry or something. He's running his mouth. Very braggadocious. And when we approached like the Lincoln Tunnel. I guess that's where I was going to go. And I was like, he was telling me uncertainty about where he was going. I said, JFK, right? He's like, well, just go up there. Just go up there. I'm like, okay, go up where? He's like, just, we're good. Yeah, JFK. I'm like, okay. It's not a normal conversation. So as we get close, we cross into Manhattan. We're on the BQE, or Brooklyn. I guess we were on the BQE. I remember that. It was just a mess. And we're driving, and he's like, you know what? If I give you another address, can we go there instead? I said, absolutely. The meter's still running, So we're driving. All of a sudden, we're in Queens. I cannot make this up. We're in Queens, and he's so uncertain where he wants to go, right? He's like, well, I have a flight. I don't know if the flight's going to be delayed. They told me it's delayed. It's not delayed. And I'm not really listening to half the stuff he's saying. He's just like talking gibberish. So we're driving, and then we get off. He's like, you know what? You can get off this exit. I'm like, oh, do you know New York pretty well? Oh, yeah, I used to live in New York. I've been everywhere. I work in the worldwide textile industry. I know a little bit about every city. I'm like, cool, all right. So we take an exit. All of a sudden, we're in Queens. Like, we're officially in Queens. Like, we're not in Manhattan. We're not in Brooklyn. We're in Queens. And we're driving. We're going through intersections. We're having a nice conversation. He's awake now. So he's talking like, yeah, I'm meeting these business partners, but another thing, he was on his phone the whole time while he was awake anyway. So I know he was coordinating something. Something wasn't right with whether his plane was delayed, whether he's going to get on the plane, whether he's going to meet people before he gets on the plane, whether he's going to get a hotel and stay overnight one more night. The point for this story is this. We're in a major intersection. Cars beeping at me. Everybody's beeping. We go through the intersection. And there's like corner store bodegas everywhere, right? And he's talking to somebody on the phone. And he goes, okay, yeah. Okay, bye. He hangs up. And then he says to me abruptly, oh, you know what? Can you pull up right there? Pull up right there. I'm like, oh, okay. So I pull behind this like red truck. And he's looking at his phone. And he's like, you know what, sir, thanks for the ride. If you want to end the ride here, that's fine. I'll get out right here. And I looked around. I was like, right here? Like, we're in a neighborhood in Queens. But I didn't say anything. I just said, right here? You sure? Because I'll end it. He goes, yeah. You can end it right here. Thank you. Thank you for everything, man. I appreciate you. I said, yeah, you're welcome. So I get out the car. I help him with the suitcase. I end the ride. And I glance at him. He gets out. He's looking around. And he starts lugging this one suitcase up the little 3-4 stairs into the bodega corner store. So he goes into the corner store. And I put the car in drive. No less than about 10 seconds. I said, yo, I just dropped somebody off at a random corner store in Queens. My mind was blown for like the next 5 days. I dropped somebody off at a random corner store in Queens. How do you make that up? And it was funny because I say it was about 10 seconds, but it was more than 10 seconds. Because as I dropped him off, I pulled up. And usually after I drop somebody off after a long ride, I leave their presence first just so they don't think I'm a creep. And then I pull over and look at the map. All right, where am I right now? I'm in Queens. All right, how the hell do I where's the nearest Planet Fitness? Where's the nearest bar? Where's something? So when I pulled over, I remember I pull out my phone and I look in my side mirror and I see him lugging this suitcase going in, like he's confused. He's looking around, the next step, looking around, the next step. And then he walks into this corner store. We're at a corner store. I picked him up 2.5 hours south near Delaware and took him to he asked to get dropped. So I don't know if we have magic, but that happened. All right, next benefit of being an Uber driver. Oh, this one's my favorite. You get to listen to people's problems. So one day I visited someone in the ER emergency room, and I was having a bad day, good day. I don't remember, but I remember I went into the ER, and as I was looking at each door, as I'm walking to his room, I'm looking at these doors. I'm like, oh my God, people are messed up in here. These poor people are just messed up and sick, and they're stuck to the bed. They have tubes connected to them. Don't you know, I left that hospital feeling absolutely great about my life. So with that being said, I don't know what it is about me. Maybe it's the way I look. Maybe it's my spirit or whatever I'm giving off. People get in my car and run their mouth. They tell me everything. Especially women. They tell me everything. You know, like they'll tell me their problems with their kids. They'll tell me their problems with their kid's father. Drug users especially tell me about their problems. Most of them are quiet and they fall asleep or they nod out. But the ones who want to talk, trust me, it ain't an uplifting conversation. It's just they're telling me their problems. And I'm just like, yeah, really? Get out of here. For real? Get out of here. And then what happened? Really? Get out of here. You know, I know how to add a little fuel to the fire. Keep that convo going. People will tell you their problems and you will, I guess what I'm saying is people telling you their problems, the benefit is you'll feel better about your life. People tell you everything, man. People, because they know they'll never see you again. This one guy told me that he caught his wife cheating. He caught his wife cheating on him. So he beat the guy up with nunchucks. The guy had to get sent to the hospital. Now the guy's suing him. My passenger is getting sued. But my passenger is like, well, my homeowner's insurance, my lawyer says my homeowner's insurance is going to cover the beat down. I'm like, homeowner's insurance covers that? He goes, yeah, I think so. My lawyer said. I'm like, wow, you might want to get a second opinion. I mean, is that true? One guy got in my car, and the funny thing is when you know which people want to talk because they get in your car mid-sentence. It's the same thing. They get in your car mid-sentence and you think they're on the phone because why would you start a sentence mid-sentence with a complete stranger, Uber driver, taxi driver? This guy got in my car and he's already speaking. So I look at him, I look away, I keep driving. I put the car in drive. He goes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, and she's cheating on me. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm just driving. I'm not paying attention, sort of. I'm sort of paying attention, but I'm not paying attention. Then I look at him. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You talking to me? He goes, yeah. I think my girlfriend's cheating. What do I do? I'm like, come on, man. I don't know. So I said, if she's cheating on you, do you have proof? He goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's cheating on me. I said, all right. How long y'all been together? And he told me. I said, like, this is what you do. You cut her off completely. There's millions of fish in the ocean. He was like, oh, okay. I can't do that, though. I'm like, all right. In my mind, I'm like, okay, then don't ask me. You know what I mean? I'm not the one to ask those type of questions. Don't ask me anything. Tell me everything. Don't ask me anything. So, yeah, people will tell you everything. I picked up an off-duty police officer, and he was telling me very interesting stories of working the overnight shift in Philly as a police officer. God. You're gonna pick up die-hard Trump supporters, die-hard Biden supporters, and they'll tell you everything they're going through mentally. That you'll pick up racists, black racists, white racists. I mean, straight up racists, and you just agree with everything. You just agree. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Oh really? Oh yeah, I heard the same thing. That's one of my favorite phrases, actually. Yeah, I heard something about that. That is one of my go-to phrases. That's one of my go-to phrases. It goes something like this. Yeah, you know Obama's wife, Michelle, you know she's really a man, right? And I'm just driving and I say, really? Yeah, you didn't know? Obama married a man. Yo, actually, I heard something about that. Well, yeah, what was that? What happened? What was that? Tell me what happened. And they'll ready, set, go. They'll go. Yeah, people. Hey, you know Joe Biden's a reptile, right? He's a reptile? Like an actual reptile? Like a reptile? Like a reptile? Yeah, you didn't know? Lizard people run the world. That's crazy because I recently heard something about that. What is that? Like, tell me more. You know, yeah, people, you get to listen to everything, man. Conspiracy theorists. Wow, these are my favorite because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I listen to everybody's theory. I don't necessarily believe everything, but it's part of my job description. Listen to people's conspiracy theories. So I can keep talking, but there it is. The top 7 benefits of being an Uber driver. Number 1, you get to meet people. 2, you get to master your city. 3, you become a better driver. 4, you can work one ride at a time, which is the foundation of why I love this job. You can work one ride at a time. 5, it's the best job to have for a career change. Number 6, you randomly get things done. That's not my favorite benefit, but that's the most exciting benefit. And number 7, which by far is my favorite, 7th benefit of driving Uber, you get to listen to people's problems. If you're having a bad day, log on Uber and listen to the stories that people tell you. And I promise you, when you drop them off, you're going to walk into a local bar, get a beer, take a deep breath, and realize how good you have it in life. When you pick up somebody from these little motels in Newcastle and they get in your car and you can tell they're on drugs, they smell like feces, and they are unemployed and they have no teeth in their mouth, And then through conversation, you find out they're the same age as you, but they look 35 years older than you. Mentally, you just say, God bless them. And you just realize, man, I got it. I am living. I'm like a king. I'm like a king compared to these people. But you don't do it in a demeaning way. You just are aware of it. So, yeah, those are my top 7 benefits of being an Uber driver.